All right, guys, so last episode, we talked about how to have a great conversation on your first date. But we never talked about some don'ts, about what we call non-starters. These are the things that turn someone off before there's even a deal to break off. So non-starters are just like less serious deal breakers. Things that are subtle or maybe not so subtle that people notice when they're talking to you or just observing you. Now, one thing to keep in mind as we go over these non-starters is that I'm talking about them from a dating perspective. But all of them apply to any other part of our life where we're dealing with other people, like at a job or at a networking event or just socializing in general. We've got to portray the best version of ourselves. A really important thing for men and women is being confident. Confident women attract the best men, and confident men attract the best women. So if someone senses that you're not really confident, they're not really going to be attracted to you. And who knows, you may be a really good guy, but what we're talking about here are all the things that can prevent you from getting a seat at the table. If you're a great guy, then all you need is a seat at the table to convince someone that they should date you. You might be thinking, this is not sales here. This isn't that transactional. This isn't a business deal. But here's the reality of it, whether you like it or not. People work a certain way, whether it's in business or in friendships or in relationships. And the sooner you figure out how people work, then the sooner you build great friendships, relationships, and business partnerships. So the last thing you want is to be a great guy and then not be able to get a seat at the table to sell yourself for something so easy to fix. So, number one, not being confident. If you're looking down at the ground while you're walking, if you're slouching while you're walking, if you're slouching while you're sitting, all of these are signs of a beta. What you're saying to the world when you look down at the ground or slouch is that you can't take it, that life is too hard for you, that you're not ready to go to battle. And what woman wants to be with a guy like that? A woman wants a man to go out and fight battles and win, not let life push him around. And the same goes for women. No guy is going to be attracted to a woman that doesn't stand up straight, because that means that she A, doesn't believe in herself, and B, isn't confident. And what guys think when they see that is, she's probably going to need me to compliment her all the time to try and compensate for her insecurity. She'll rely on me too much for her confidence, and she won't be her own person. No guy wants that kind of woman. Each person has to be independent before they become interdependent. So stand up straight, put your chest out, hold your head up, tuck your chin in, and walk with confidence. Walking up to someone is literally people's first impression of you. And if you make it a great one, that's going to help you get a seat at the table with them. The next impression you're going to make is when you're talking to them. Here are probably the top 3 non-starters that are easily noticed that are going to leave a bad first impression. Okay, number 1 is looking away. When they're talking to you, show that you respect them and care about their time by actually listening to what they're saying. And if you don't look at them while they're talking, it sends a pretty clear message that you're not really interested in what they have to say. And that definitely doesn't make them want to talk to you more or even listen to you. So just looking them in the eye when they're talking goes a long way. This also applies to when you're the person talking. We've all been in a conversation where the person talking to you or the group you're in doesn't even look at you while he's talking. It's like he's just looking above you or around you. And while he's talking, it's the strangest feeling at first because you're wondering, why is he looking around and not at me? Is there something going on that I'm missing? Until you realize, oh, I get it now. You're just not looking at me because you don't care about me. You just want to hear yourself talk. And once that clicks for you, it's really easy to notice because there's definitely people like that who talk not to tell you something important or to share something with you, but just to hear themselves talk. Stay away from those kind of people, and whatever you do, don't become one of them. Okay, next is talking about yourself. Let's just be real. Nobody wants to hear about you. What they really want to hear is about themselves. We all love to talk about ourselves. It's just something we really love to do. That's why the most commonly used word is the word I. So since we all love talking about ourselves so much, it sends a really important message to someone else. If you stop talking about yourself and ask genuine questions about them, then you're actually interested in hearing what they have to say. If you spin the conversation actually interested in them, then they're going to be like, wow, I really love talking to this guy. I wish I could spend more time with him. And boom, just like that, you've got at the seat of the table. So don't talk about yourself all the time. And then the last one is the easiest thing to change, guys. Don't speak quietly. Unless you're in a library, there's no reason to. Nobody likes asking someone, what? And no one likes repeating what they have to say. So just say something once and say it right. Don't mumble, look down at your feet when you talk, or speak quietly. Look the other person in the eye and speak in a confident voice. And most of the time, that's just a loud voice. Because what that tells someone is that A, you're confident in yourself, and B, you're confident in what you have to say, and C, that what you're saying is actually important. People realize all of that, either consciously or subconsciously, so speak up. I learned how to do it when I worked in restaurants. I worked in restaurants all throughout high school and then became a server at a fine dining restaurant because I learned that rule early on. No one listens to you, even if you're their server, if you speak quietly and don't look them in the eye. It just conveys to them that you don't believe in yourself, and even you don't think what you have to say is important, so why should they think what you're saying is important? So stand up straight, speak in a confident voice, and don't talk about yourself all the time. Those simple rules have done wonders for me, and if you follow them, you'll start leaving unbelievable first impressions that are going to help you out when you ask out for a date, ask for a job, or just meeting new people. Next video, we're going to be talking about what women are attracted to in a man. So definitely tune into that one, and we'll let you know on Instagram when we release it. We'll see you guys then, and in the meantime, get out there and go rock it. You're probably thinking, okay, this guy's cool and everything, but why should I follow him? Well, let me tell you why. A, do you want to have fun? B, do you want to have more confidence? And C, do you want to achieve your goals? Whether it's a great job, go out on more dates, or just have better conversations with people. Well, if your answer is yes to all those things, then you're basically saying yes to subscribing. So if you want to rock it, subscribe it first. I see you. I'm not going away until you hit subscribe. All right, I'm actually going away now. See you next video, guys.